Hello, it's me, and today on Board Deck and Dice we are carrying on top 50 games, and we are doing number 30 to 21 today. As I've said before, these are not really ranked in the same way I rate games. When I'm rating games, I try to take into account some other factors. This is purely on how much I enjoy these games and want to play them. So with that being said, number 30 is Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu is a reimagining of the game Dynasties, and it is a two-player area control game that works really well with clever card play. You are fighting to score 5 areas on the board at rounds 3, 6 and 9, so it has a visible time limit. You have an idea how long the game's going to last, and I just really like it. You'll play a card to each of the 5 areas, which will have a numerical value or a special power, and then depending on what the other person has played, those will be resolved, and people will go, your men or their men or no men will go into the armies, will go into that region. In each region scores a different amount of points depending on which round it is, and that is randomised, so there's some replayability there. It's a clever game. That's Sun Tzu, number 30. Number 29, if I can read my own writing, is Blood Bowl Team Manager, or Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl Team Manager, which is a 2 to 4 player game where you are not directly taking control of players in a football match or American football match, but rather you are the kind of managing them, and you're playing cards which have numerical values to each kind of match, and then you can play more or less, or affect them with certain powers. You can cheat, and you basically play out a season this way, and it just works really well. It's fairly simple to get into, and it's just one I'd like to play more of. I'd like to do the full 4-player game with the whole season playing out. So that's Blood Bowl Team Manager 29. 28 is Sheriff of Nottingham, a fantastic bluffing and treachery game where each one of you will take a turn being the eponymous Sheriff of Nottingham. I think I'm just making up words now. Anyway, and you have, the game really boils down to these little pouches you have. You will take cards into your hand which are either legal goods, which are green, or illegal goods, which are red. And red ones are obviously worth more, but the green ones are safer. And you will put a certain amount of cards into this pouch between, I think it is 1 and 5. I might be wrong on that, but the rules are that you have to declare a legal good, you have to declare the right number of goods, and you can only declare one type of good. So the potential for cheating in this game, for lying, is quite high, because even if you have all legal goods in your hand, it might not be worth it just to put the legal claim in there. You might have 2 cheese and a bread and a chicken and whatever, and you just want to get as much of that past the sheriff as you can. So you might put it all in there and say 5 cheese. Now, if the sheriff chooses not to look in that pouch, you get away with it, but then you reveal to everyone what you did. So even if you get away with it, people now know that you're a liar and a dirty smuggler. And it's just brilliant because you can make deals with the sheriff. You can pass him your pouch with a little bit of money and not say anything about it, and then just let them make up their mind. Because it may be in your best interest to trick the sheriff into opening your pouch, even though you've told the truth. Because if you have told the truth and the sheriff opens the pouch, then the sheriff must pay you. It is a tight, clever game that is highly enjoyable. Moving on and upwards to number 27. Number 27 is another reskinning. This time it is Diamant, which is a reskinning of Ink and Gold, which itself was a reskinning of the original Diamant. This is just a pure push your luck game with these cool little cardstock chests where you keep your treasures. And it's just done really well for a cheap game. The components are really good quality. Basically, you and up to 8 adventurers going through caves, and if a trap comes out, first time that type of trap comes out, it's fine. Second time the same trap comes out, you'll lose the cave. Before that, any treasures that come out are split between you and the adventurers still in the cave. But if you leave on your own, you often get more bonuses, and that's it. And it just works so well as a push your luck game. My 6-year-old can understand it and frequently wins it. Very clever, very pure push your luck game. Diamant, number 27. Number 26 is a 2-player game, Raptor. Raptor is an asymmetric 2-player game, meaning each side plays differently. One person is the Raptor mum, who is trying to get 3 of her babies out of the jungle, or eat all the scientists on the board. And the scientists are trying to capture 3 of the babies, or put the mama to sleep, which is a lot easier said than done, because you need to get 5 tranquilizer darts into the mama. The board is modular with 6 pieces, 6 kind of main pieces, then 4 edge pieces, which are the exits, and then these rock outposts are put on the board to create a bit of cover and all that. And the way you play is you have a set of 9 cards with the numbers 1 to 9 on, and then the scientists and raptors have different powers on those cards. During your turn, you'll draw 3 from your deck, you'll choose 1 face down simultaneously, and the person who chooses the lowest number gets to do the action on that card. The person who chooses the highest number gets to do that many actions minus the other number that was played. So if I play a 2 card and you play a 9 card, you will get 7 actions, but first I get to do 7 basic actions. First I get to do my special power on the card. It just works really well. You can see what the other person has played, so you can kind of work out what they might play. You have these really good player sheets that tell you everything the other player can do. It works well, it plays quick, and I think it's slightly easier to play as a scientist, bizarrely. But I did destroy my brother with a Raptor win last time I played, so that was good. That's a number 26. Number 25 is another 2-player game, Starfighter. Very clever game. I've done a review of this. It's essentially a card game. You also have player boards where you play the cards, and the cards are split in half, and you cover up the top half of the one you play below. So you're building these columns of cards. But once the first player passes, they get initiative. So you could have built this column of the card, which you think will attack the opposite column, but then the player shifts the boards, takes some hits because what they've built is going to do much more damage to you. The other clever thing with this game, which I really like, is the way that player powers activate every time they are revealed. Starfighter is an excellent 2-player game, one I highly, highly recommend. Number 24 is Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space. This is an up to 8 player hidden movement game where everyone's movement is hidden. You get a map on a dry white, there's a whole pack of maps on this dry whiteboard. You choose one, half of you will be aliens, half of you will be humans, you don't know which are which. The aliens are working together to kill the humans are just trying to escape, so they're kind of all for themselves. And each go you make your move. If you land in a certain square, you might cause noise, so you pick from a deck which tells you whether you were silent, whether you have to tell the truth about where you were, or whether you can lie, but no one else knows what cards you've picked. So it creates this very tense game of cat and mouse where you try and work out who might be an alien and who might be a human. And I've had notes all scribbled around it about what I thought was which, about who I thought was lying, because the aliens are trying to act like humans for as long as possible. Very clever, very tense game. Gives me that feeling of tenseness that not many games do. That is 24, Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space. Number 23 is an excellent party game called Wink. You have 2 decks of identical cards. The first deck of 36 cards is played to the table face up, and they have numbers and faces on. The other deck is shared out between the players, with the remainder going in the box. On your turn, you move your colour pawn onto a number card that you don't have in your hand, and you say, so I might move my red pawn onto 26, and I'll say 26. And now before the turn gets back round to me, I am looking for the player who has 26 in their hand to wink at me. Then when it gets back round to me, I will say, I think number 26 is Bill. And Bill and I will go, yay, and we both get a card, which is a point at the end. If anyone sees Bill wink at me, they can go, Bill's 26, and then they get both the cards and they score 2 points. So spotting someone wink is worth more, but you have to give up an accusation card, which is worth a point. So there's a potential of doubling your score, but a potential of losing a point at the end of the game. Wink is an excellent party game that just results in a lot of laughter. Number 22 is a game from Daily Magic Games, Manasurge, which is, I kind of described it as Uno but better. It does have this kind of Uno feel, but with magic spells. One player, it's a card game, one player will play a spell. That spell creates the rule for that round. And then they would decide if it's going left or right. And each person must play a higher, equal or higher number. If they play the same type of spell, they resonate with the spell and they get a chance to score points as well. And then you keep going till that spell hits someone and it hits the person who can't play a legal card. The person before them who last played a legal card gets a point. Anyone with these shards on their cards gets a point, but first that player who the spell hits takes that much damage, and the damage is done with cards played face down in front of you. And this creates a really clever system where if you get rid of all the cards in your hand, you can heal that damage heal that damage away, and you also get points. Or you can actually die in the game and have to be reborn, and it just is really, really clever. It's a hard one to explain, but it plays really quickly. It's easy to explain when you've got the physical stuff in front of you and you sat there and you see how it all works. And it just works really well. Manasurge is a great little card game. Number 21 is Fuse, which is a cooperative dice rolling game of beating the bombs. You basically take dice out of a bag, you roll them, everyone's got bombs in front of them on cards, and you're using those dice to defuse the bombs. The big thing with this game is that it has an app which is a 10-minute timer with this computerized voice shouting at you, come on, defuse those bombs, I want a KFC and alike. And it just, again, I was talking about the tension in Escape from the Aliens Out Space. This is a different kind of tension. This is a rush, you desperately try and do as much as you can as quickly as you can before the bombs go off. It's a great cooperative game, and you know it's only going to take 10 minutes, and often it will take longer than that because you'll play it again immediately. That is 21 Fuse. Please join us again to watch our top 20 as we move into that top 20 games, and let me know how much you disagree with me in the comments. Thanks very much. You've been watching Board Deck and Dice, and we will see you next time.